Burn them bow down, Mike and Dylan hate drama. Welcome back to another episode of Mike and Dylan hate drama, where we talk and we discuss things. Maybe this should be the one where we drink alcohol during it and we get real drunk and then just go off the rails.
But it's the first one of the week, so then we'd be drunk for all the rest of them too.
Oh fuck yeah, we would be. Would that make 2 days judging baddies more interesting?
We'd probably argue more.
Right, yeah. You don't fucking get it, dude.
You've got to fucking look at this. Just look at it from my perspective.
You know what? Fuck you, Dylan.
No,
I fucking love you, man.
So that will be the story arc. Is from the beginning, it will be us fighting with each other, and then by the end, we'll be friends again.
That's a beautiful, and it's like the cycle of life. It's like the dream cycle of, we have what is that?
It's a parallel universe theory.
Parallel universe theory about what happens when we dream. I did read the first couple lines of it. And I'm going to read the first couple lines before I get into the submission that we have. But it says, drift theory, you're not dreaming, you're immortal and switching Earths every night. So,
yeah,
that's crazy, because literally Goku was helping me fight dinosaurs on the other Earth.
Well, it's not so much that was caused, like you were switching in that. That's just like a loading screen for you while you switch between timelines. So you're not paying attention. They got to switch the timelines. They got to do a lot of work. You've seen what is it? Fuck, I can't remember. The Feelings movie by Disney. Inside Out.
Yeah.
You're just watching the dream sequence, so all the work can happen behind the scenes.
Why did they make those movies so unnecessarily sad, though? Wait, Inside Out is not the one where the imaginary friend gets left, right?
Yeah, you forget as you grow up, your imaginary friend goes away.
Yeah, but we don't need to see it. What the fuck is up with Disney just being like, we're going to make everything super traumatizing to adults, and now you got to deal with this fucking trauma that I don't know. I didn't have an imaginary friend when I was a kid.
I didn't either. My wife swears that it was a ghost that she had as an imaginary friend.
That's creepy. That's because they always come back later on in life, so you're about to be having some problems, bud. We do have a submission now.
Listener submission.
I do want to be honest. Mike, we recorded a episode yesterday where I was very much in the process of lack of sleep. Sunday into Monday is my worst days. I don't know what it is. Monday through Friday, I live the normal sleep schedule, and then Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday it's just loose cannon shit.
You rage out,
right? So then, in interest of wanting to get work done, I'll just stay up for 24 hours. So when we're in the middle of that podcast, I'm up, I think at that point it was 21, 22 hours. So yeah, it was not the best.
Well, and your co-host had a really bright idea. He didn't want to waste 5 milligrams of THC beverage that he had opened on Friday and stuck in the fridge. I was like, oh fuck, it's not going to be good after a couple of days. And just go, oh. And so I downed it. So about, 30 minutes into that podcast, I was like, wow, I'm kind of stoned.
Right, yeah.
So the dynamics that we're usually known for were not there.
They were not. They were not. It was sleepy and high. Maybe we should release that for the bonus episode, though.
The funniest thing, though, was you were like, God, that was a great episode. And I was like, God, that was a terrible episode.
Maybe we should. Do you still have it?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we should release that for the bonus.
Just give it to him anyways.
Fuck yeah. Just call it, this is what we deem to not. I think it's a funny concept for people to watch with that understanding of, we're not at the peak of our.
It definitely
game.
Wasn't terrible. I would release it, but I know we like to try to ensure that people are somewhat entertained and there's good value, something. I don't know. They can take something from it.
What's bonus episode this week?
MADHD. So.
Oh, so.
Yeah, we can release it as bonus.
No, because we already have the episodes for this week done, right? I'm so confused.
Yeah, the timeline's getting kind of crazy.
It's getting dream cycled right now. All right, well, we're going to read this one. It is a very good story. I'm sorry that we've already read it and you don't get my just now reaction. We're gonna.
Fresh.
I think we released that as the bonus episode though. The title is, I guess if you'll hear our regular reading and then Mike's original rendition of that. The time her husband practiced his Second Amendment rights on me. So you already know where it's going. Technically, I don't think I knew where it was going yesterday because I was so sleepy. I was just like, all right. Let me take you back to the summer of 2012, also known as the year I learned I was not built for love triangles or bullets. So I do want to point out, an affair is not a love triangle, okay? Because dad does not want to have sex with you. A triangle is one person's attracted to this person, this person's attracted to this person, this person. So that would be you're attracted to the wife, wife's attracted to the husband wants to fuck you. That's how I'm going to line up the triangle, just because it's more funny.
Well, yeah, because then it all connects, penis to butthole to penis to...
Right.
I don't know exactly the math behind it, but you're right.
Yeah, as long as wife is not in the middle, everybody can interconnect. So...
Well, or the dudes could kiss or whatever. I guess.
Not as funny. Not as funny as all connected in a line. Like that scene off of The Boys. I don't know. I don't know about that show. I watch it and I enjoy it, but then there's scenes like that and I'm just like, what the fuck? Well, they weren't connected. They were eating each other's asses.
Oh, yeah, but it's all the same guy.
Yeah, it's all the same guy. He had cloned himself a bunch of times and then his face is all greasy and I'm like, why do I watch this fucking show?
Well, yeah, because, come on, bro. Take a shower.
Yeah, just do something. I just broken up with this girl, totally normal breakup, except for the part where she immediately went back to her ex, also normal. What wasn't normal was the part where we were hooking up anyways. I also fucked up that what wasn't normal by saying that wasn't normal. That's crazy. So one day she invites me over to his house, yes, his house, and me in my early 20s in the I'm invincible era thought, yeah, seems fine. Terrible mistake. We're upstairs reconnecting, minding our own business. You cannot mind your own business in somebody else's house. Having a great time when suddenly we hear something that still haunts me, his truck on the gravel driveway getting closer. The way the gravel crunch sounded like a countdown to stupidity. Immediately she panics, I panic, my soul panics. I fly out of bed, throwing on clothes like I'm a tornado. I sprint down the stairs, half dressed, half praying, whole regretting. Just as I hit the bottom step, the front door busts open and there he is. Her husband, standing in the doorway, pistol pointed straight ahead, like he's auditioning for an action movie. I don't know what kind of survival instinct hit me, but the only thought in my head was, door. Door's a weapon, use the door. So I slammed the door onto his arm and the gun goes flying. I think I said firing. So the gun goes firing when I was sleeping. 10 out of 10 for improvisation. This is the closest I've been to a ninja. I also could not get improvisation right. It's all coming back to me now. Now the other world is entering my mind.
Yeah. So the alternate timeline from yesterday, you're remembering, but we're gonna change it. We're gonna what is it, Nelson or the Mandela effect? We're gonna do that.
I take off running towards the back of the house, and that's when he decides, you know what? Let's introduce this man to the Second Amendment today. He starts firing. Not one shot, not two. He empties the entire clip at me like I personally owed him back taxes. When I was reading that, that's how I know I fucked up, because I read that and I was like, he was already firing at you, though. So he's already exercising the right. I'm zigzagging through the house like an NFL running back, having a mental breakdown. I almost made it out clean, except he tagged me once right in the leg. And that was the moment I realized hookups are fun, drama is exciting, but nothing, absolutely nothing kills the vibe like getting shot in the leg by the husband of the woman you're hooking up with in his own house.
Yeah, I just don't, obviously your car was parked outside, so that's why you rushed in with gun. Why ain't you trying to be at least a little bit sly and park in a vehicle where it's not visible, park it up the street? If you're gonna be sneaky and do some shady shit, take some sort of precaution, not just be like, fuck that, I'm gonna pull up in this dude's driveway, I'm just gonna park here, go in, tag his old lady, and hope he doesn't come home.
Right.
It's such a rookie move on that part.
If you just walked over there, if you parked somewhere else and just walked over there, then
he wouldn't rush in.
You can hide in a closet. You could do anything. He's not coming in guns a-blazing, unless that's just how he comes in every day from work. He's just like, fuck, man, out there in the construction yard, my testosterone's pumping. Now I want to shoot a guy banging my wife.
I wonder how it works now with Ring doorbells and cameras everywhere. Because technically, if somebody tried to sneak in my house, I'd see him.
Right. He's like, doo-doo.
So, I guess I don't check my cameras enough, so I guess my wife could be. I know she's not, but, she could, because I don't check them.
What would you do if you came home early one day? Your wife's in bed with another man. You jerk off the covers, and it's you.
Oh, fuck. Still be mad at other me that's getting some and I'm not.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. Okay, so
like not as mad because it is me,
do
but
you get
like
mad at your wife?
no, because she's not doing anything wrong. Like
What if-
it's me
What if you speak only with a Jamaican accent?
normally, or as
Just
the,
as the
as
other
new-
guy does. Yeah, that's it.
Maybe it's role play.
Yeah, right.
He's a little more frisky than
I'm
I
just
am.
confused right now. If you then have sex with that guy, is it gay?
Definitely.
Is it?
Yeah.
Or is it masturbation?
No. Masturbation is like it has to be contained in the same body. You can't jerk another dude off and be like, oh, that's my twin, so it's
I guess I'm gay
masturbation.
then.
I guess that one time that I thought it was just masturbation.
No, in the portals of the dream connecting, we crossed each other and tugged a little bit, so we thought it wasn't gay.
That video you sent to me was hilarious. The jujitsu trainer, he's like, you grab the gun and then you
Oh yeah,
you,
he's
you
like,
unload
empty the
it
clip.
and then
you sit there
17.
Yeah, 17 times. He's just sitting there fucking jerking off the gun.
And then he takes his leg.
Yeah. That was because you're like the video I sent. I'm like, I send so many videos to people. I don't remember fucking any of them.
See, I don't send them to you because like I don't want to wake you up in the middle of the night. Because usually, like last night, I woke up at 12:30. Didn't go back to sleep until 5.
So yesterday I slept from 6 to 10, and then I went back to bed this morning at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I think I probably didn't even sleep an hour that first sleep.
Really?
Yeah, I think we went to bed around 11, and then I was up by like 12 something. So
Yeah, send them. I might be up.
I want to ensure that we don't have to do a bunch of bonus episodes.
All right, who wants to read this? The drift theory. You're not dreaming. You're immortal and switching Earths every night.
You want to rip it in half, and I'll take over halfway, or I guess we
Fuck
can just
yeah,
pick
Look, we should do page by page. Just one
Okay.
page, two page, three page. You want to do that?
Yeah, sure.
That's so corny. All right, look. Sharing is caring. A Dylan page. You got to upside down. Because upside down keeps it in order. You can't, but it keeps it in order. You don't want to. We don't.
there's-
look,
There's page numbers on the bottom.
Sharing is caring. Oh, yeah, I guess that does.
That keeps them in order.
You with
too.
your.
You.
Yeah, see, I almost confused me there. It's like, how did we get here? Why are we having sex with somebody right now? All right. So, drift theory. You're not dreaming. You're immortal and switching Earths every night. Obviously, I'm not going to believe this. I just can't. I'm going to try. I'm going to be open-minded. But
Well, the part that I like about any of these discussions is nothing is actually known. Like there is no fucking solid scientific evidence of anything, whether we are divine creatures from a god or whether we're not, whether it's a simulation, whether it's egg theory, whether like none of that stuff is solidly proven. So it's fun to just get a little creative and,
have you heard of lamp theory?
lamp theory. No.
We'll do that next episode. It's kind of scary.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. Very scary. All right. So,
Is it just Steve Carell caressing you all the time because he loves lamp?
no, is that a joke?
From when he's in Anchorman, he's like, "Are you just saying things in the room?" No. I love lamp.
I got to watch that.
You have not watched it?
Yeah, I've watched
Or-
it. Yeah. I've watched it, but I've not like soaked it in. You know what I'm saying?
It was such a big thing. Like everybody was dressed up and doing like the acapella.
Right. My favorite parts are where everybody comes together to fight.
Yeah.
And then the second one is just like crazy and shit.
Yeah, dude's like missing an arm and
The trident.
You killed somebody with a trident. Where did you even find that thing?
All right. So, warning, long post, wild theory ahead. This idea has been sitting in my brain for weeks and I need to get it out. I'm not going to do the too long didn't read because we're fucking doing.
We're gonna read it.
Yeah, we're going to read it. And I put together a theory that low-key explains a lot of weird shit no one can ever fully answer, like why we experience deja vu, why some people just randomly change overnight, why you feel like you've lived this life before, or how you survive accidents that should have killed them, or why some people are in comas for years but look totally fine. Ghosts, dreams, sleep paralysis, and even Mandela effect. I think it's all one thing. I have named it the conscious drift theory. Okay. So here's how the drift theory works, and it starts with sleep. Sleep is weird. Like, we have to do it or our whole system crashes. Miss a night and you've already feel off and miss more things and get blurry and everything gets a little unreal. But what's wild is, even though our body is just lying there, our brain is super active, especially during deep sleep. Now, to our theory, when we sleep, our consciousness takes off from this earth and moves into another version of reality that's almost the same, just slightly different. Parallel universe, question mark? The shift is based on decisions you've made, your mental state, and the direction your life is heading. Your body stays where it is, but your awareness, consciousness doesn't. You wake up in a timeline that's just a step over from where you were yesterday. That's why some things feel slightly off, like someone personally changed it a bit, or like a store name looks weird.
Maybe that's why we're always fucking up, because neither of us get like solid good sleep. Like, we're staying up till all hours of the night, like just avoiding the shift.
But like, think about people who just sleep the day away, and then versus like billionaires who are like, I get up at 5 a.m. and do it. Well, this guy's fucking living multiple lives.
Yeah, he's like jumped up.
Yeah, he's never getting any rest. So how do you explain that, billionaire? Maybe you just got.
Oh, you're talking about the person that sleeps the day away. They just keep jumping, but they're not actually like waking up to live the life.
Right.
All right. It's subtle. Most people never notice it, but once you start paying attention, it's hard to unsee. We're going to fuck our brain right here.
Right.
The Mandela branch, that's where the Mandela effect comes in. Quick side note, the Mandela effect is when a bunch of people remember something one way, but the current reality shows it never happened like that. Like,
Are there any more of the pink ones?
No, that was the last one, I think.
Fuck. After this podcast, we're going to have to go get some more energy drinks.
I thought you told me they tasted like perfume, so you told me to drink them.
Nasty flavor. Go-go juice. Like, I'll drink anything as long as it's going to give me, like, those nasty ass teas, if they were like, yeah, fucking jack you. Like adrenaline, not like, you know.
Check it.
I mean, technically.
That'd be cool too.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
So I just drink this drink and then off I go.
No, I'm pretty sure if any guy just like went to the bathroom and his like dick skin started going back and forth and what the fuck is going on? I am so confused right now.
So confused and
We're
turned
gonna
on.
wait this out and see what happens.
All right. Like people remembering the Monopoly man having a monocle, but apparently he never did. Or people swearing it was Berenstain Bears versus with an E, not Berenstain Bears with an A. I'm pretty sure it had an E. No. Now, here's the twist. What if it did happen that way, just not on this earth? As we have established that according to the theory, when we sleep and our consciousness shifts into a slightly different version of reality, most things stay the same. But sometimes tiny details don't match, like movie lines you swear were different, or logos that look off, or even someone close to you acting unusual. That's the glitch. Not your memory messing up, but something you remember was true. Your memory realigns with the earth you've drifted into. Most of the time, it's seamless. You wake up, go about your day, and everything feels normal enough. But sometimes things don't add up. Maybe you remember a logo differently, a line from a movie, or perhaps historical fact. You swear it was one way, but everyone around you insists it never was. Some examples. Why are you going through the Berenstain Bears again? You clearly remember. No, yep, that's the same.
The famous line, Luke, I am your father from Star Wars? Question mark. That was never the line. It is, no, I am your father.
See, I remember it from Tommy Boy, where he's talking to the band, Luke, I am your father.
I think that's what a lot of people remember it from. The Fruit of the Loom logo had a cornucopia. Never did.
I've seen, I don't know, in the day of AI, like, I don't know what you can trust on that, but I could have sworn that I came across something where somebody found, like, an old pair of underwear or something that had a cornucopia.
Right. I think it was just a line that they did back in the fucking early 2000s. People remember Febreze being spelled Febreze with 2 E's, or Skechers having a T in it. Pikachu's tail had a black tip, and again, never had. Nope. Pikachu's tail. I'm a Pokemon fan. Pikachu's tail never had a black tip on it.
In your timelines.
In my timelines, I guess, yeah. All this is Mandela effect, though.
So far, yeah.
That's just all he's going through. Now, tie that into the theory. If you drifted into a nearby Earth where those tiny cultural details were always different, you'd never know unless you noticed the mismatch, and you would never, as your memory realigns with the Earth you drifted into. Crazy, right? Not really. Mandela effect is us as so it's kind of like not really like, but kind of like when you have the gold and white dress and people are like, hey, it's blue and black. You can convince your brain into anything. So if you say, hey, Pikachu had a black tip on his tail, you can imagine that. And you could be like, wait, yeah, that happened. So I think it's a lot easier for us to either mishear something like in Tommy Boy when he says, Luke, I am your father. And then Tommy Boy's this big cultural movie. It kind of changes like the way we think. Anything can do that. It could be something from random fan art to whatever, and then you just get that in your brain. Time travel is not real. That is not.
Yeah, you proved it. You didn't give us the $15,000 like you said you were.
That's
going
right,
to, you son of a
but
bitch.
I mean, time travel can never be real.
Not in the way that we like to think it is.
Yeah, it's just it's impossible. And if time travel was real, I mean, I guess we wouldn't know if everything was fucked up. We don't know if timelines would branch. We don't know what the fuck could happen. There's so many things that, altering time would do. But there's no, you're going to get in a time machine and then you're going to go back into the 1700s and you could change something or it's just not, it doesn't work like that. Never will work like that.
Well, I think the thing that we think is like, if you fix this one thing or if you were to do this one thing that your life would just, but it's all a fallacy because, you do something and then like the ripple effects from when we were kids to now are just exponential. Like if you were to change like one of the fights that you got into, you could have went off on a totally different, you would have been somewhere the next night.
Like,
you would have
been, let's be the bigger person. Like I talked to my young self and it's like, I'm gonna walk away from the fight and I immediately just get hit by a bus in traffic.
Anything. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Like you could have went to the wrong party and then actually got into something that was way worse than what you did by being in that fight, involved with that situation. Like your timeline could just go way off the rails further. So
then you might not make it. I mean, you got to think about how, in a sense, precious life is. So, I mean, any deviation from the course then adds its own set of problems of what could happen to you. Like imagine just going back in time, you change one little thing and you're just immediately like, you fucking Thanos away. Now, tying to that theory, if you drifted to a nearby Earth where those tiny cultural details were always different, you never know unless you notice the mismatch, and you would never, as your memory realigns. Well, I already read this line. Drift immortality. Now let's talk about that and explain death. This is where drift theory overlaps with something called quantum immortality. The idea is basically this: you never actually experience your own death. From your point of view, you just always keep going. This is true. I'm sorry. Myrtle Beach, 2014. I died. There was no fucking possible way I make it in. People are like, that's just your adrenaline. You can't remember it. Dog, I remember my adrenaline like, okay, we could do this. We're going to swim sideways and shit like that. And
you got caught in a...
Fuck yeah.
Undertow?
Yeah, I could pull up the Facebook post. And my wife's dad will talk about it the same exact way. That we were, I mean, at one point it felt like a mile away from shore. Like you could barely fucking see it. And this is a weekend a bunch of people died from the rip currents there, trying to save a kid. And I was screaming for help like a little bitch. I'm scared, terrified. I'm terrified. I know this is it because there's no way they get to us in time. Because I'm already out of breath. I'm going underwater, getting hit with fucking wave after wave. And then I'm walking right up on the beach. There's no swimming, because how it started when we get to the kid, where I would say like a couple football fields away from him, and we see him over there like splashing in the waves, and then we see him just going backwards, and like he's doing like this, bobbing up and down. There's a guy right there near him that could have just reached his arm out, grabbed him. But I guess he didn't do it. He didn't understand what we were yelling at him about. So we swim over there. He finally sees the kid drowning, so he swims too. And I smoke cigarettes. So by the time we get the kid, we're all fucking exhausted.
Gassed.
Yeah, we're all gassed already. So now it's 4 people drowning. Where it was one kid drowning, it was 4 people drowning. So we're like grabbing the kid, trying to keep him afloat. Everybody's like switching to their back and stuff like that. The next thing I know, fucking, father-in-law's over there, guy and the kid's over there, and I'm just like fucking getting hit with waves and stuff like that. Scott, that's my father-in-law. He had already been like yelling for help and shit like that. The guy's like yelling, and I'm just like, oh, if I like lay on my back, I'll be able to rest, and it's just like boom, get hit with a wave, boom. Every time I tried to roll on my back, try to relax and catch up. So then I'm just like, fuck no, we got to swim. Like we got to put everything into it. So I start swimming. Scott's yelling to swim along the shore, and I'm swimming along the shore, man. And I'm, everybody's screaming for help, yelling for help, and it's like that point hit me, and I was just like, fuck. This is ball game. I get hit with a wave again. I go under. The worst part is too, like I keep going under and I like hit my fucking elbow on like, rocks and shit. That shit sucked. But I come back up and I look and I can see the lifeguards on the beach. But I'm just like, it almost felt like I'm not real, like at this point, I'm not scared either. I'm just like, fuck, we tried. Like we gave a good attempt, but man, he is not going to make it to us. He is not going to make us to it. And I get hit with a wave again. I go back under. I come back up. Now this time I'm doing the thing where like I could swim, but now I'm just like, because I can't keep air in my body. So, breathing so fast, I just keep going underwater. I can't, my legs are fucking burning at this point trying to fucking tread water and shit. And I get hit with a wave again. And I'm walking back up on the fucking shore. And I'm just like, there's no way. And then I slept for like 10 hours after that. It was crazy.
The only time that I think, well, I don't know, there's a bunch of times where I could have died from random things. But I remember when I was like 6 years old, we were staying at that friend of mine's house that turned out to be like, he turned into being a shit. But we just do like wild shit at his house. But they had like a twin size mattress and we would ride that thing down the stairs. And so I guess I was always wanting to be like a skateboarder, snowboarder type guy. And so I'm like 6 years old, like standing up on this fucking mattress, going down the stairs, and it stops halfway. And I just fucking fly down those stairs, face first on the ground. My whole body goes up and over me, like that, like could have died, like snapped my neck, dead. But I wake up, or like I get up instantly as soon as I hit the ground. I'm back up and I go into the bathroom, and I think my sister had like run down the stairs to check on me, and she's like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "Mm-mm." She's like, "What's wrong? Like, are you missing teeth? Like, what's going on?" And I open my mouth and it's just like blood just draining out. I split my lip, not all the way through, but I'd split like this whole section of my lip wide open, and so it was just like gushing blood out of my face. And a couple days later I was fine, but like it was one of those things where I was like, I legitimately, even as a 6-year-old, I was like, I could have died right there. I don't know whether I did. Like, I mean, really I should have, because like it wasn't like I hit and then like I scorpioned my whole body, like
over your neck. Yeah.
Yes. Like snap neck, but never, like my neck didn't even hurt after that. Like the only thing that hurt was just that. And it was just fucking.
It's weird. Now that's one I don't think you experience your death. I think the loved ones that you've had die in your life, they're still going. Maybe you're dead to them and they're living through that now too. But bro, you cannot, because I mean, once again, I remember all of that. I remember going through the adrenaline, everything kicking in. Fuck, we're going to die. We got to fight, all that shit. And then right when I was just like this ball game, there's no way they make it over to me before I go under. And the funniest shit is too, man, is dog didn't even get in the water. The lifeguard didn't.
Really?
Yeah, he was calling over like these little boat things they have.
They should have a jet ski basically within, because most of them have like 4-wheelers to get. Right. Like there should be a jet ski docked somewhere, like within a short ride.
So yeah, we get up there and they're fucking pulling. Well, I mean, like I said, a bunch of people drowned that weekend, so they were probably just fucking saving people left and goddamn right. And I'm telling you, man, there's an alternate universe where my oldest daughter is living without her father right now. Crazy to think.
So see, now you do believe in it. Did you finish that page?
I believe in the quantum immortality, not the dream drift theory. All right, so let's say you're in a car accident, God forbid, in one version of Earth. You die instantly. That's it. Your story ends there, but your consciousness doesn't. It just as sleep, it drifts into the version of reality where the accident did occur, but you barely survived. Maybe you wake up in a hospital confused, maybe with a few bruises, or maybe something happened, or maybe nothing happened at all, and you just feel weird that day. I feel real bad for fucking house burn victims. God damn, because now it don't matter. You live in in pain and shit like that. And what happens to people who commit suicide?
Just wake up the next day in a different timeline.
Maybe that was like a dream or something, you know? To everyone on Earth, where you died, you're gone, but you're not really. You shifted. Same things like you fell off the roof, but somehow landed just right. You had a close call with a truck, but it just missed you. You drank way too much one night and should have blacked out, but woke up with no explanation, just a pounding headache. Your page now, buddy.
Kind of comforting and terrifying at the same time. Comas. Now here's where it gets a bit darker. If drift theory explains what happens when your consciousness slips into a slightly different version of reality every night, then coma is what happens when the jump gets stuck.
That guy, no, I fuck with this. Oh, shit. Because people live a whole fucking life inside of a coma, and then they fucking get sucked out of it, you know?
Or like any sort of drug-induced thing, like where people, I can't remember which comedian that was it Ari Shafir, like some guy on Joe Rogan said that he lived like 6 months underwater with a family and everything.
That was Salvia.
Like, yeah, drug induced. I mean, what? I didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought you were just like, yeah. Speaking of comas.
No, that's what I'm saying is drug induced, like where you take drugs and then you
what if the hard psychedelics break the barrier to.
Yeah. And so he jumped into this other fucking world and lived a whole life and then popped back out the other side. They're like, oh shit, we misplaced you. Let's put you back in your regular.
Fuck, you don't need to be doing this. You're breaking the fabric.
We'll get to Waterworld eventually, but you're not ready for it yet. Like go back to Earth.
Wait till you're the only guy in a realm filled with a bunch of women with big old boobs.
Oh man. It's terrible.
Do I leave that world? Yeah, shortest time you ever spend on
it. You literally realize where you're at, and then it's like, oh no, wrong, misplaced.
Yep. Yeah.
no, take me back.
Oh my god, this is heaven, and it's just like you look down, you have no penis. This is a place where people don't procreate. Sad.
But you still want to because you're still the person that you are.
Yeah, you've quantumly drifted over there or dream drifted over there.
It'd be like being in the desert and you can see the oasis always on the horizon, but you never can get to it.
That's the heat raising up, making that illusion. Ugh, imagine just like, fuck, just right up there and we'll be able to drink water and...
All right, let's go back to the car accident example. In one universe, you died instantly. That timeline moves on without you, but someone grieves, someone buries you, you are gone. But for you, consciousness has never really dies. You drift into a version of Earth where you survived, maybe with some injuries, maybe in a hospital bed. But sometimes the body doesn't fully let go. The heart's still beating, brain activity is still there, but your consciousness, just like sleeping, leaves your body. You don't die, but you don't wake up either. That's a coma. This also kind of explains why some people in comas report wild dreams, full-blown alternate lives, or time distortion. When they finally wake up, years might have passed here, but for them, it felt like a few days or a lifetime. Yeah, it might be the consciousness wandering, trying to find the right Earth to land back into. Kind of terrifying, right? Ghosts explained. Okay, so let's talk ghosts. They are more like glitches and dimensional layering. Let Mike give you an example.
Here's one way to look at it. We live in basically a 3D plus one timeline, which has height, width, depth, and time. But our conscious experience is mostly linear, meaning we only see the now. We can't step out of time or move backwards. In some ways, we're kind of like 2D beings living inside a massive film reel, only aware of the current frame. Now, imagine if there are beings or fragments of consciousness that aren't stuck like that. Maybe they slipped outside the reel or broke off, or perhaps higher dimensional beings, 4D or 5D, kind of like if you watched ants on paper but from above. That's third person. It's why ghosts often appear in loops, same hallway, same time, same behavior, because they're just a replay from a timeline you're not in anymore, or again, glitches. Origin point paradox. If we keep drifting from Earth to Earth, then where did it all start and where does it end? This is what I call the origin point paradox. Consciousness doesn't move in a straight line from birth to death like we think it does. It isn't linear. It drifts sideways, forwards, backwards, and in directions we can't really measure. And every time it lands somewhere new, your memory just syncs up with that Earth's version of you. Now picture this. Let's say you die of old age on some Earth peacefully in your sleep, or even in a hospital bed. That should be the end, right? Guess what? maybe it's not. The shift still happens. Your consciousness jumps in, but this time, instead of waking up the next morning, you wake up as a baby. But again, as you said, your memory realigns with Earth you've drifted into. Or more accurately, your awareness drifts into a brand new Earth where a version of you is just being born. Imagine being tortured by somebody. And you're just like, let me die. And then finally you're like, the sweet embrace of death. And then you wake up right before you died. And you're just like constantly going through that. Blah, 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 blah. I mean, I don't.
So the interesting thing, though, that they mentioned in there, and I think it's the best way that I've ever heard ghosts explained, is it is almost like there are parallel things going on. And so when you see a ghost, like technically it just means that like the dimensions are kind of thin there. And so you can see them. And then the wild thing that I think is they can see you. So like there's this weird like thinning of reality.
Yeah, but we don't have any documentation of Confederate soldiers being like, yeah, we saw a bunch of dudes with like iPhones and their hat was turned sideways and they were sagging their pants and we didn't like that. But you never get those.
Well, yeah, but you wouldn't actually like if you went back 100 years and showed somebody an iPhone, they wouldn't even have any sort of
inkling of what that was.
Yeah, like it would just be a weird thing. Like it's not.
Then why have I not? But also on that same note, then why haven't I seen? Why are there no ghosts with future? I don't know how it works.
Well, I've never seen a ghost, so like I can't really speak on that. But to me, it makes sense that like it's dimensions that are kind of like butted up against each other, and there's like a thinness that allows you to not. You can't interact with it. Like it doesn't, you can't like go up and shake the ghost's hand. So like if you see a ghost walking down a hallway, it could literally just be, at a different timeline, at a different spot, or a completely different
Imagine
reality.
Living in a house where the fabric was real thin and it's just like a bunch of bitches, like sorority that always has sex with each other. So you just get ghost gangbangs.
You're just like trying to like move to the right exact spot. It's like when you're a kid.
And they're like, do you see a ghost in the corner jacking off to us?
You think while they're eating each other out, you think that they're concerned about the ghost in the corner?
Yeah. Bro, if you were having sex with your wife and you looked over and there was just a ghost in there, you'd be like, whoa, wait a minute, baby.
Well, they're never like super defined. So
right.
But I was going to make the reference of it's like back in the day, before porn was what it is, and you'd try to tune into channels that like were blurred out, but like you could see stuff. Like I used to do that all the time. I think it was a Canadian channel or something where at night they would play like adult stuff, and I'm like sitting there trying to make the station come in, and it never would come in clear. But no,
I didn't have that experience because I had there was a point where we did have cable for a while because his friend illegally hooked it up, but other than that, it was just like
no, these were over the air.
Really?
Like, yeah. Like I can't remember. It was very like pixelated, like shitty signal. And then also there was the they used to have porn on DirecTV, but they would only show the first 5 minutes of like a preview. Like before you were to buy a movie, you could watch like the first 5 minutes. And so I'd always be like, are they going to show something in the first 5 minutes? And I'd try to watch all these, porn movies, but the action never started within 5 minutes. And I was like, why do you need 5 minutes of story? Like, I mean, that could be done if you just started with the action.
You didn't get a titty or nothing.
I think usually it would get to like right within the last few seconds, they'd be getting to it. And I'm like, come on, just give me a little more time.
Right, yeah. All right, we got a titty.
I don't need a lot. Just give me some inspiration.
Right. All right, I think it's your point now.
All right. This is where it gets wild because some kids, they claim they remember their past lives, places they've never been, names they shouldn't know, whole situations they couldn't have lived through in their current body. Now, the timelines you drift to are so close that only microscopic changes happen. Your memories sync during REM sleep like a backup restore point. That's why only subtle dissonances remain. The Mandela effect, deja vu, shifts in vibe. Shifts in vibe. Come on. What are we talking about here?
Gay stuff now.
you had me with the rest of the stuff, but then shifts in vibe. Come on.
Talk me into being a transgender person. God.
In another timeline, Mike, you probably are.
Now, if there are infinite universes, there's a timeline where I'm a bad bitch. Getting all the dicks. There's a timeline where I'm Donald Trump, I guess. or I would be president.
President.
Yeah. And I would be giving Bill Clinton head. That's the timeline I want.
What was the Dave Chappelle joke? He's like, imagine having that kind of a pickup line, like, suck my dick. Now go read a book.
Right. Yeah.
You're famous.
Where it was talking about Monica Lewinsky being the most famous person for sucking a dick.
Yeah. Wait, more crazy stuff. The drift theory explained by sleep cycles. Here's how sleep cycles line up with our theory. Light sleep, stage 1 and 2, NREM. What's NREM? I've never heard of it.
Near REM sleep? I don't know.
Scientific side. Now this phase is where you're just dozing off. Your body relaxes and your breathing slows, but brainwaves start to change. Drift theory take. This is where your anchor to this earth starts loosening. You're still technically here, but the grip is weakening. Your awareness begins to untether from the current timeline.
Yeah, but what does the N stand for? It's like a place where you're near the sleep. Non-rapid eye movement.
Yeah. So stage 2 is deep sleep, or point number 2 is deep sleep. Stage 3 and REM, slow wave sleep.
Once you start putting the stages, it sounds scary.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna die.
Scientific side. This is the heavy, dreamless part of sleep. Your body is doing its biggest recovery work, that is cell repair, energy restoration, and you are completely offline.
Drift theory take. Here, your body becomes Javessel dormant.
Javessel?
It says becomes Javessel dormant.
I don't know what that word means.
Becomes a vessel dormant, quiet, I guess. I don't know. And they just like threw that J in there. Where's J at in relation to A on the keyboard?
I mean, you'd have to, it's like your index finger. So it would be pinky is A, and then J is your index finger.
Javessel dormant. Your consciousness is no longer bound by the rules of this earth. And then we have REM sleep, rapid eye movement. Scientific side, this is where it gets fucking weird. The brain lights up, you're awake, but this is the deepest stage of your sleep. Dreams become vivid, emotions flood your body. Emotions flood and your body is paralyzed, so you don't act out of your dreams. Drift theory take, this is the launch. This is where your consciousness actually shifts to a random place. Not to a random place, but the version of Earth that best fits your mental emotional path. Every night, the timeline slides subtly. That's why, because I don't ever get REM sleep. Boy, I'm just missing out on all this other stuff that I got to do. There's things I haven't done. Real mind bender. During sleep, deep sleep, especially stage 3 of non-REM sleep, your brain activity drops to its lowest point. Heart rate slows, breathing becomes shallow, and muscles go still. It's the closest we get to system shut down without actually dying. In fact, in both deep sleep and early stages of clinical death, your conscious mind goes fully offline. Isn't it just crazy? Now we head to answering some random questions that arises in our mind. There's no proof. Isn't this just fancy? Look, drift theory isn't a scientific one, but rather a metaphysical lens, just like simulation theory or reincarnation. It's a way to explain the strangeness of human experience. If it feels true, perhaps it is. Science already explains sleep. Sure, science does explain how we sleep, REM stages, brainwaves, melatonin, and blah, 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 but it doesn't fully explain why we sleep. I ain't going into all that jargon.
Blah, blah.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. If they asked me to name 3 female CEOs, I would just say blah, 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 and I would be right. Or why dreams feel like alternate realities, or why sleep deprivation breaks the mind.
All right, number 3. If sleep equals drifting, what happens when you don't sleep? You begin to fracture. Insomnia, madness, hallucinations, the symptoms of resisting sleep. You start breaking across timelines. Maybe that's why we can't stay awake for more than 24 hours. Fuck you, we can't.
Yeah. Go talk to a meth head.
Or talk to us basically yesterday.
Right, yeah.
I mean, I don't know what my longest... I've definitely done close to 48 hours before, like with no drugs, just going. Because like if I miss the night, then I'm just like up.
Right.
But what about death? Don't people die? From your perspective, yes, but you only experience your own continuity. Others may die, but in their stream, they drift past death into new versions. Think quantum immortality.
So here's the thing, though. With that also, is if we're switching to all these different universes, why is there just like, oh, your daughter's alive in this one. And it's like, next one, she's dead. Oh, you went back to sleep.
Well, they try to match you up with the one that's like still fitting your...
Yeah, but they get these little details wrong. Why couldn't they get that wrong? I guess that's a big thing.
There was a post. It was too short for me to like include with this, but there was a post. I think it was actually one of the comments in here where a guy said that and it might be that you really died and there was something going on that day because it was 2014 that he was in rehab and the guy that he was like friends with in rehab ended up dying, and then he went home and like years later, all of a sudden his friend followed him on Instagram and they started chatting, and like, so friend died, but then he reunited with friend later on in life.
Wild.
So maybe his timeline, it just got that weird glitch.
Right.
That's why you never experience death, only endless continuity. Scary, right? That's not scary. What's scary about that?
Right, yeah. You're immortal, bud. Have fun. Don't be afraid of dying.
See, that's why those adrenaline junkies like jumping off of tall buildings with a parachute that works 99% of the time.
They've already figured it out. Yeah, they're like, okay, it breaks. You get a crazy fucking video in this timeline, but I continue to live.
Wingsuit jumpers. Have you ever watched any of that?
That's what's so crazy too about like base jumpers, wingsuit jumpers, mountain climbers, and all that stuff. It's like tragedy struck, and it's like no, because we shouldn't be doing that.
That was pretty. We know that was a very likely outcome to this
right,
event.
Yes, that's why you did it, because you thought it was fun escaping death. But you know, sometimes
you don't.
If Candyman has taught us anything, you die.
Did you ever do any of that stuff when you were a kid?
What,
like Bloody Mary or fucking Candyman?
Everybody did it.
I think I was too sketched out to do most of it.
Really?
Yeah. Even though I don't believe in
By
any
that
of that
point,
stuff.
I already met real demons and shit, so I was just like, this is probably fabrication, because nobody's talked about the Sparkling Man, so...
Or your grandpa.
Yeah, or my grandpa, the butthole diddler. Nobody was like, don't go into the bathroom and say butthole diddler 3 times.
Grandpa will show up.
No, you just get oh! You could feel the sensation of a pinky going in your butthole.
We shouldn't laugh at that, but it's hilarious.
Yeah, we should laugh about it. What a crazy experience. When you really just like look back at it and think about that, like dog was attracted to children. That is a fuck situation. But also, I came out pretty good, so, because I don't know, 5th grade me said what everybody else in my family couldn't say, which is nah.
Poor Mike in the other timelines that was like, I don't know, never thought about it.
I never really thought about it. Well, you're going to find out now. Fuck. Like, there's all those timelines. It's like, it's Doctor Strange doing the 1 out of 1 million timelines so you don't get your butthole diddled. I'm like, this has got to be the one.
And then the rest of your family, like, gets their shit together and you're just the fuck up that's like, hey, can I get some money? I got a job interview and I gotta get a suit.
Right, yeah, I gotta get work shoes.
All right, conclusion. None of this is proven. This is just a personal theory based on sleep cycles, quantum immortality, Mandela effect, and weird hunches that a lot of us have, but we never really talk about. The idea is simple. Every time you sleep, you drift. Every time you die, you don't feel it, you shift. And maybe there was never one you to begin with, but a stream of consciousnesses jumping from one universe to another. All right, I've laid out my version of the drift theory. Now I want to hear yours. Does any part of this line up with how you felt, dreamt, or sensed things work? Or maybe can you explain it better than I can? I need more ideas. Drop your version or add to it, because we are missing dreams, sleep paralysis, and so much more in this. I'll respond if I'm still on this earth. It's a fun theory.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I believe in like the astral projection and stuff like that, but like your consciousness can exist outside of your body.
Yeah, I just think it's such a weird thing, because as we think of ourselves, are like the only like fully conscious beings, and it just seems like there's too many variables out there for it to be as simple as that. Like, that's why I'm not really a religious person, because like I don't believe that like, oh, God made us and this earth, and then he made this gigantic, expansive fucking universe that we know, but then there's multiple universes, and then like that gets bigger and bigger and bigger. But this little tiny little speck of sand that we call Earth, which is gigantic to us, is the only thing that exists that's alive.
That's why the Earth is flat and all the other stuff is made up. Now I'm the flat earther. Look at that. Listen, I don't want to end this podcast short, but I've been thinking about peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for like the past 10 minutes. I'm so fucking hungry. So I think we're gonna sign off on the dream theory. That's good. I think next one we do like lamp theory.
Oh, and we're gonna have a MADH or a Labor Llama sale for Turkey Day, and so use promo code TURKEY to get a set percentage off. I don't know what we're gonna do.
Yeah, it's gonna be a surprise. So it's like, oh, it's only 30%,
and it will only last from Black Friday to Cyber Monday.
Cyber Monday.
And we'll probably ship the stuff out like Tuesday or Wednesday.
Dylan's probably also going to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. He uses strawberry jelly, which is
like a sane person.
Well, no, grape jelly is superior with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Strawberry jelly's good on nothing. Fucking nothing.
Strawberries are delicious.
Strawberries are delicious.
So is strawberry jelly.
I mean, it's strawberry. I'll say strawberry jelly is good. It is subpar when it comes to peanut butter jelly sandwiches. All right, me and Dylan's going to fist fight now.
So I think what we need to do, though, is in the future, we need to not say we're going to end the podcast and just kind of do like what you're doing with the little call to actions with the short form. Because as soon as we say we're going to end the podcast, it just goes.
Oh, yeah.
And so we take like 5 minutes to end the podcast. And so our numbers just go from like solid, everybody's listening, to like drop.
Yeah, he really switched his whole opinion on that peanut butter and jelly sandwich thing, though, didn't he?
No, strawberry.
Also, nobody cares about that metric.
Oh.
They care about the third quartile.
Okay.
That's the big thing they care about. Fourth quartile is not. Also, there's no discovery in it either. So, I mean, we could literally say goodbye and then do 2 more hours of podcast. And, well, I mean, that would change the quartiles then. And then look, we're going to fist fight about these, about the different kinds of jelly. I'll see you
Over peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, we'll see you next time.
Later.